Hello. The I almost called it the microwave, which is decidedly incorrect. The microphone is working. Unlike last time when I went the first 15 minutes without saying a word, because it wasn't working. It wasn't working. Anyways, welcome to stream. It's been a day. It's been a longish day, but not a bad day. Um, in any case, I had to leave a meeting early because I told them when I got hired on I had a hard stop, and I already pushed that hard stop to an hour later because of the time change. And so I'm not doing it. There's a hard stop. I look forward to this one thing every week. It's kind of what I look forward to aside from lunch on Friday and hanging out with people online when I can. I look forward to this. This is it. Anyways, want to start off today's stream by just going, happy birthday, Dad. 73 looks good on you. Yeah. Uh, let's get into playing Golden Idol. I don't know who else going to be here today. I know that half the people who would be here today are at my dad's at Chicken Fest, as it's called. Chicken Fest is the birthday party that we have for my dad every year, and I'm sad I'm not there. Um, so yeah, that's a thing. That is a thing. I'm kind of really upset because I really like Chicken Fest because chicken, and different varieties of chicken. Though I will say they're probably missing out on some Popeyes because theirs burnt down last year or a couple of years ago. Unsure at this point, and it hasn't been rebuilt yet. It is something I like to tease them about because when you live in Louisiana, you don't have a Popeyes. Do you really live in Louisiana? Anyways, let's get started. I probably should have gone to the bathroom before I started this, but I couldn't be bothered. Okay, we're on to this. I enjoy this. This is such a weird art style. I love it. Um, Technotopia. Buffer zone between the weak ones or the dumb ones is what I'm going to call what they probably think. These are the uncivilized ones. Absolutely not. These are the people who feed y'all. People who are like, I don't want to live in that crazy place. They're probably right for it. Yep. Then we still have to decipher this thing. Oh, see, now this comes back in because this is something important. All right. Huh. I wonder what it means that this shoots out this pink breath. These things, I guess, catch on pink fire, and then all of a sudden this guy's surrounded by pink fire. Did he come into his power as the king? I don't know. That's crazy. Let's jump in. Consequences. Disobedience sows chaos. My brain really wanted to go with Sal's, and I'm like, that's not the word. Anyway. Oh boy. I don't even know what I'm looking at this point. Oh, okay. This is a lot. Oh, I still have my earbuds in. That's what it is. I was like, there's something in my ear. There's actually was a movement of one of them going down into my cleavage, and I was like, oh no. Okay. Whew. Let's just see what we see out here. We have a crashed vehicle, flight recorder. It's the orange box, where it's actually orange here. We'll record for several minutes after crash. The Sentinel ship, but we were so far ahead. How did they find us? Take it. See that billboard? That explains what one of our artifacts does. Don't call me that. Look at this place. It's perfect. No, for now at least, go. Let's try it again. For now, at least. For now, at least. Let's go. There we go. No thanks to you. Where did you get your license? Hey, don't blame me. Maybe they just got lucky. You know what? You know that's not what happened. Give me the map. We need to hide. Is everybody okay? Are the artifacts intact? Check all 6. Are they all right? Listen, idiot. We were shot. It's a miracle I got this far. Got us this far. Isn't it obvious how? Don't you see? Ugh. You had one job. Will you two stop bickering? Look at us. Look behind us. Is that? Surely it can't be. 5 more that do that, and we won't need Mr. Deadweight here anymore. Wow. Oh, so we got to figure out who's speaking in this. Like what the conversation actually is. Fascinating. Exciting. And that's just the first stop. Pickbox 23, teleporting harvester. Effective, safe, legal. Teleports fruit straight from tree to storage bin. Cool. Oof, that's not great. Oh my goodness. Did they use that ginormous thing and it accidentally catch someone? Where did they get harvested to? That's really terrifying. Oh, we're back with the red eyes. This is very exciting. Okay, Monument to Humanity, Data Disk Factory, Warning Tracking Dead Zone, Data Guardian's Office, Tanska Family Orchard. This is the orchard, the Data Guardian's Office, the statues that we see there, but here is the Data Disk Factory. And it looks like either a chunk of everything was taken out. And he got. He got. Fascinating that we're back with the red eye business. He's not breathing, but I don't know. I don't think he's not dead. I don't think he's dead. Okay, so someone... That's what I was afraid of. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is here. The data disk, this thing. Okay, but these guys were not breathing, for they were meshed together. They were togetherized, is what I'll go with. Oh, we could go deeper. The idol is empty. The idol is set to give all memories. Okay. Who did that get used on? Was it used on bro with the red eyes? It was got harvested to here. They're down there. They got harvested, and that sucks. Oh, that's fascinating too. There's Daria Zins. Why is she in there? That's a lot of questions. Okay. I am a lawful citizen. My name is Patala Tkib. Never in my life have I ever thought about touching narcotics. He gave all memories of Patala Kib to this guy accidentally. Never in my life have I even thought about touching narcotics, but this is Etham Lorvel. Dear Diary, today has been crazy. First, a sentinel I've never seen before entered my cell and removed the idol using a circular saw. On his way out, he said to me, "You saw nothing." It's strange, but I could have sworn his Veridola glowed green as he said that. Not long afterwards, I heard people running around and then gunshots. All the while, I just stayed in my cell, frozen in fear. That was a while ago. We're experiencing terrible turbulence now. I'm done sitting around. I'm going to try and sneak out and see what's going on. Input's correct. Okay, but that's not him. Megaminder shutting down in 3, 2, 1, zoop. Zump. Okay, so this thing. What is going on? So this robot came in mining this, or grabbed this ship and mined it because it was going over a dead zone. And that's why there's someone in here, but this is definitely cutting this open. I don't know. Okay. Oh, goodness. To avoid hypocrisy in their sacred mission, handling unsanctioned technology outside of Sentinel's duties is forbidden. This is the first statue. The second statue, which we've looked at before, but I'm sure this will actually come to play soon. So it was, don't touch any outside technology that isn't sanctioned. Seeking wealth, and these are the four statues slash things of the first Sentinel. Seeking wealth or status beyond the purview of Sentinel's responsibilities is forbidden. Any attempt by the Sentinel to take the law into his or her own hands is forbidden, and allegiance to any outside cause or movement is forbidden. Okay, Mega Miner user manual. Okay, the Mega Miner robot can be programmed using either visual or traditional scripting. Figures 1 below and 2 right show how the default mining function looks in each case. To trigger this function, use the following line of code. I need you to really shut up. Thank you. To trigger this function, use the following line of code. Remembering, to replace both bracketed parameters with the ones you require. Run mine Dreadworm Ruby. Alternately, you can write your own functions using the inbuilt commands, which are detailed on the next page. Random yawn out of nowhere. Find, if found equals nothing, walk, return to start. If found equals obstacle, destroy, return to start. If found equals being identify. If found equals being identify. If identified is not target, discard, return to start. If identified equals target, kill, destroy, return to start. So this robot was coded to identify a target and destroy. If found equals gem, identify. If identify equals target 2, does not equal target 2, discard, return to start. If identified equals target 2, clean, store, return to start. All right. This feels mildly confusing. If nothing, return to start. Is this nothing? If this an obstacle? Okay, obstacle is destroy. Okay, now I see what I was reading. If this is an obstacle, is this? Maybe this is obstacle. Okay, hold up. I think this is being, because this is this looks like the destroy function. The destroy function only shows up twice, I think. So this is the being one, and this is the obstacle one. Discard, being, gem. Okay. And this is obstacle. This is destroy it, return to start. This is do nothing other than walk, return to start. Okay, so I think I figured out that part. I don't fully get what these mean. If this is the being one here, if identified, if not identified, this is discard. The same as this one. This is discard if if target is not identified, or if the identified is not the target, then it's discarded. But if it is, then clean. Well, this is clean and store, and this is kill, destroy. Great. Ooh. Okay. I think I got this. I think. Okay. Clean. Mega Miner polishes gem to radiant shine with 0 damage. Destroy. Mega Miner uses latest laser blast technology to quickly remove any obstacles. Discard. Tell Mega Miner to drop whatever it is holding, or leave alone whatever it is identifying. Find. Okay. Searching with its eyes. Upon identification, Mega Miner marks specific targets with X symbol and non-targets with 0 symbol. Instant humane death. Okay, kill is instant humane death via laser blast technology. I don't know if that's necessarily that, but okay. Useful against gem-eating nasties. My store, Mega Miner can hold up to 8,000 geo weights of raw gemstone material. Walt prompts Mega Miner to step forward 3 paces. Okay. I think that's all in this particular window. And then we don't get to go inside the robot, I guess. Or the ship. Crazy. Okay. 1114. Verbal input received. I am a lawful citizen. I am a sentinel. I am not intoxicated. Analyzing input. Input correct. Scanning Veridola. And authorizing user status confirmed. Verbal command received. Set operator authorization to Patala Kib only. Running set operator Patala Kib. Run justice function from chip. Running justice Heko Sift. I am lawful citizen. My name is Patala Kib. I am not intoxicated. Input correct. Authorized user denied. Statement 1 error. At 1114, this is the first time this happened. Running justice Heko Sift. That means that this went through this was let's figure this out. This was nothing. Destroy. This was the being one. No, this is the gemstone storage one. Okay. So if it located that Heko Sift as the target, then it would immediately try to kill him. Or destroy him. Okay. But at 1219, this was not correct. The statement 1 error because they caught a lie. But the second time, it ran it. It did that in stop all functions. Okay. And then you will answer for this. So you caused this, make it stop. Who are these people? Okay, look what you've done, Patala. This is all your fault. Insolent child, I did it in the name of the law. Don't you understand? Did I not show you his evil dreams? So someone's actually hacked. There's a lot going on here. But we found all the things. So now we're supposed to figure this out. Okay. Okay, so let's see if we can figure oh my goodness. You know that's not what happened. Give me the map. We need to hide. Don't call me that. Look at this place. Okay, we got to figure out how this conversation actually goes. This is between Mr. So, okay. So the driver's definitely here. I think this might be. This is Heko Sift. Yeah, this is Heko Sift. So maybe in that order. Yeah. Okay, so Heko Sif knows what the Sentinels can do. So maybe that's why he's like, look behind us. Is that? Surely it can't be, but it's the robot. Okay, sorry, I had to turn my heater back on. Okay, let's see. Listen, idiot, we were shot. It's a miracle I got us this far. Or actually, maybe he goes over here. No thanks to you. Where did you get your license? Let's see. Who's the one asking for the map? Okay. Let's maybe put him over here. Let's see. Give me that map. We need to hide. I think that might be. Where did you get your license? Don't call. No thanks to you. So we need someone calling someone a name. So, listen, idiot, we were shot. Don't call me that. Look at this place. It's perfect. Let's go. Maybe this is no thanks to you. Don't call me that, though. We need the idiot. Okay. Or we have Mr. Deadweight here. Fascinating. Okay. Listen, idiot, we were shot. It's a miracle I got us this far. No thanks. Where did you get your license from? Where's the map one? Hey, don't blame me. Maybe they just got lucky. Maybe that goes here. Let's go. No thanks to. Okay, let's do this. Listen, we were shot. It's a miracle I got us this far. No thanks to you. Where did you get your license from? Hmm. You know that's not what happened. Give me the map. See, I know that this is part of this conversation right here. Somewhere in there, someone is called an idiot between these two, or something. Maybe five more of these, and that there won't be Mr. Debt. We won't need Mr. Debt Weight here anymore. Um, it's a miracle I got us this far. Check all six. Are they all right? I don't know if that's the first thing that would happen in this conversation. So we know, okay, let's organize these by who's speaking. Maybe that'll help us out a little bit. Okay, so we know that the voices okay, so we know that this guy is the driver. Is it though? I mean, it's a miracle I got us this far. Seems like a very driver thing to say. I got us this far. Don't you see you had one job? Okay, so listen, we were shot, who's the one saying, can you two stop bickering? Okay, listen, idiot, we were shot. It's a miracle I got us this far. Hey, don't blame me. Maybe they just got lucky. Maybe the next thing is let's go with these two are the last ones. You know that's not what happened. Give me that map. Take it. Hey, see that billboard? That explains what one of our artifacts does. Okay, so let's shift everything down one because it feels like now we have a conversation happening up here now. Is everybody okay? Are the artifacts intact? Check all six. Are they all right? No thanks to you. Where did you get your license? Listen, idiot, we were shot. It's a miracle I got us this far. Hey, don't blame me. Maybe they just got lucky. So the person calling someone an idiot is not the same person that. Okay, this is hard. Let's see. 5 more that do that, and we won't need Mr. Debt Weight here anymore. Nope, that's not correct either. Let's back this up. Okay, who would be the one to speak first? You know what? Maybe the idea of going backwards is actually a smart thing. Okay. The Sentinel ship, but we were so far ahead, how did they find us? Will you two stop bickering? Look behind us. Is that? Surely it can't be. The Sentinel ship. Ah. Okay. Take what? That's the real question. What are they taking outside of the map? We know that these guys are fighting over whether this guy can drive. Let's look, see if we can... Okay, that's just what we have now. These are not very useful. Also, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Okay. So we know that the harvester does the thing. I just don't know who all these people are. Maybe it's the people that run the robot or something. I don't know. It's a great question. Okay. This guy, he had his... I don't even know at this point. Tracking dead zone. Okay. For some reason, she's in this tube, which is crazy. I guess she got sucked out of the ship. It's going into storage. Okay. Okay. Oh, first sentence was I am a lawful citizen. So this was him testing out whether it recognizes him as, you know, if the Veridol is working. Okay, cool. And they got harvested in such a terrible way. You are now one with each other. That's unfortunate. Okay. So I guess these are all the people that were working on the Sentinel ship, maybe? Unsure. Some of them wearing really crazy outfits. You know what? That's fine. But hers has been taken over somehow. Okay. Let's get back to it. Unless... Okay. I think we can do this. I think we can do this. I want to find... Okay, this is what I was looking for. Okay. This is so okay. I forgot I have to use words on this. There we go. Okay. So we know this is start. I don't know what it wants us to do. Okay, it wants me to use this. Okay, restart. Or is this search? Well, this is the starting point, but this is... it's searching. So maybe that's actually search. Let's start there. Let's go to... this is... it found nothing. This is destroy. This is store. This is... no. This is discard. My bad. Discard. Kill. Destroy. This is kill. This is clean. And this is store. This is kill, destroy. This is discard. Right. This is identifiable. Identify. And this is found. Or find. Is found an option up here. No, okay. And then this is gems. And this is obstacle. And this is being. And this is target, not target. Not target. Target. Okay, what are we wrong about? Oh, this is fine. This is... this is nothing. This is walk. There we go. Got it. Yay. That was easy. For once. Okay. Let's go to functions. Okay. So what had happened was... so this is the function of everything that has happened. All previous commands performed successfully. Okay. So then this was find. It found nothing. Nothing. Walk. return to start. This time it was obstacle. That must have been the car, flying car. Obstacle, destroy. And then okay. We'll come back to this one because this one is fascinating because as we know that this has found the target that was out there. It saw an obstacle, but it didn't destroy it. It was just shot at. This one saw it as a gem, and so it was mined. And not that they look particularly shiny, but they ended up in the thing. So, but everything ended up with them. Also, someone's memory was fully stripped from them. So maybe Mr. Deadweight is the guy that's here. He had all his memories taken from him. Which is why he had them all given to him. I forget why their eyes are red. I don't think they actually covered that. Okay. I think his memories were taken from him. And they were given to Patala. Okay, so I don't know if that's something that we need to worry about right now. Right now we need to figure this out. They were stored if identify well, this is one of those if target, then do this thing. If not target, do this thing. But they all got stored. So the last thing that was happening was they got stored. Target. And they got stored. I don't think they got polished. Okay, so I guess they got polished and stored. Clean, then store. And then, if not target, then they got identify target. They weren't. They were not considered a gem so much as, at least the first guys weren't considered a gem. They were considered fruit, something to be. They got put in. They got harvested ultimately. So maybe harvest and then store. I don't think that's the answer. Either way, they both got stored. Someone wrote a custom thing, and then I guess obstacle was meant as destroyed. Though I don't think. Maybe it was obstacle discard. Okay, find nothing, walk. Find obstacle, discard. This is a custom function. I am not intoxicated. I'm lawful. Okay. So he was testing things out. Set operator authorization to Patala Kip. Only running set operator Patala Kip. Run justice function from chip. And this is the chip. So is if you find. Okay. If you find nothing, walk. If you find. Why did it do that? I didn't scroll to see that closer. If you find obstacle, destroy. If you identify, if it's a not target versus target, that target is kill, everything else is store. Oh. Okay, so that means. Okay. Maybe it's obstacle, destroy. Okay, I think these are the standard ones. These two are the basic ones. This is the one that the function changed on. Identify target. If target. If target. If not target. This was kill. If not target, store. Okay, find, identify, target, obstacle, destroy. If found, obstacle, destroy. If found nothing, walk. Found being. Okay, being. No. Sorry, I mistook that. Okay, so this is target. No. Identify. Being, not target, store. Target, kill. Maybe these need to be swapped. Oh, don't do that. Well, that begat the same result if I swap those two. Okay. If obstacle, destroy. If nothing, walk. Find, identify. What if they consider this a gem? Oops. Identify. And this is Jim. No, this is still being. Maybe it's sentinels. I guess you can't really substitute that specifically. Unless... Oh, you can't put a specific person in there. Bummer. Okay. Identify... Identify being. This is identify being. Not target, store. Target, kill. This is destroy. This is obstacle, destroy. This is identify. Target. Identify target. Target being the being. Not target, target. There's... What do you mean? Identify being. Being identified. Oh, is that the issue? I have these backwards? Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, cool. We solved that. That's great. We still don't have the voices done, though. Okay, let's adjust this. Hey, don't blame me. Maybe they just got lucky. I got us here this far. Okay. No thanks to you. Where did you get your license? Listen, idiot, we were shot. It's a miracle I got us this far. Hey, don't blame me. We just got lucky. Is everybody okay? Are the artifacts intact? Check all 6. Are they all right? Who would say that they need to hide? Take it. Hey, see that billboard? That explains what one of our artifacts does. Who would say that? I think he would actually say it. He would know what this does. So let's read him. So this is the actual Sentinel. This is Heko Sift. Hello, welcome in. This is Heko Sift. But he's not the driver. Wouldn't the driver say something? We were shot. Where'd you get your license from? Like, anyone who's saying it's a miracle I got us this far would be the driver. And he's the one who would... Because this conversation goes different ways when you have different people leading different voices. So maybe not this guy here, but maybe this guy now is like, don't you see, Arg, you had one job. Give me that map. We need to hide. This guy is very concerned about the artifacts and knows about the Sentinel ship. Let's just divide this out. This guy just kind of feels like he's a basic criminal. So that also feels like this guy. He's just like, you're dead weight here. Where'd you get your license? He's blaming everything on him, on the whoever is driving. And then we two stop bickering, look behind us. Is that? Surely it can't be. So I still think, so maybe this is correct. Though the driver still reads as the brown one. Let's take a look. Okay. This one's pretty tough. We don't need this for this. Okay. We do know that this is Mr. Blue and Mr. Green. We know that much. Pretty sure guy in black was Mr. Blue. This is Mr. Green and Mr. Red. So these colors don't correspond, so that's fine. Okay. Is everybody okay? Are the artifacts intact? Check all 6. Are they all right? And then... And apparently... Blue and... Blue... No, white and brown are the ones who are fighting amongst each other. Okay. That doesn't make sense either. Is everybody okay? Are the artifacts intact? Check all 6. Are they all right? So my other thought is that, no thanks to you, where'd you get your license? This person's like, that's not what happened. Give me that map. We need to hide. And then this person's like, take it. See that billboard? That explains what one of our artifacts does. Hey, don't blame me. Maybe they just got lucky. Or, man, this is tough. Okay. Where do we think this starts? Let's try to work backwards. The Sentinel ships, but we're so far ahead. How did they find us? We two stop bickering, look behind us. Is that? Surely it can't be. The Sentinel ship, we were so far ahead. Okay. That feels good that these two... Okay. So somewhere in there we have a conversation about the map. Hey, don't blame me. It's a miracle I got us this far. But also, where's the don't call me that? Look at this place. It's perfect. For now, at least, let's go. So they found a map. They have a map. No thanks to you. That's not what happened. Give me the map. Hey, don't blame me. Maybe they just got lucky. Take it. See that billboard? That explains what one of our artifacts are. Don't call me that. So then let's shift everything. Let's take this out because we now need to respond to someone calling someone a name. So then See, but also, like, give me that map. Take it. Hey, don't blame me. Maybe they just got lucky. Okay. That explains what one of our artifacts does. Don't call me that. Look at this place. It's perfect for now. Let's go. So maybe the last thing before they're like, okay, 5 more. Look at this place. It's perfect for now. Let's go. 5 more that do that. We won't need Mr. Deadweight here anymore. Will you two stop bickering? Look behind us. Is that surely the Sentinel ship? Okay. Okay. This is the first time I've gotten all of them up there. And yes, that's incorrect, but I feel better about having some semblance of a conversation. Isn't it obvious? Don't you see, Ark? You had one job. Listen, we were shot. It's a miracle I got us this far. No thanks to you. Where did you get your license? You know that's not what happened. Give me that map. We need to hide. Take it. See the billboard? That explains what one of our artifacts does. No. That's not correct. Don't blame me. Maybe they just got lucky. Okay, then. Let's do this. Okay. No. I should have read it before I decided that was it. Okay. Is everybody okay? Are the artifacts intact? Check all 6. Are they all right? Isn't it obvious how... Okay, that doesn't make sense. You had one job. So the thing we need to remember is that brown and white are bickering. Okay, let's take out this central area, the center conversation bits. Okay. Okay, so... Okay. Is everybody okay? Are the artifacts intact? Check all 6. Are they all right? No thanks to you. Where'd you get your license? Listen, idiot, we were shot. It's a miracle I got us this far. Okay, hear me out. What if the place they were trying to hide was actually in the dead zone? So let's back this out. I'm still at listen, idiot, we were shot. Look at this place. That's perfect. Let's go to this place. 5 more. We won't need Mr. Deadweight here. You know that's not what happened. We need to hide. Maybe that's not next. No. Okay, hold up. I think I forgot my original thing. Is everybody okay? Are the artifacts intact? Check all 6. Are they all right? 5 more, we won't need Mr. Deadweight here anymore. Don't call me that. Let's look at this place. It's perfect for now. Let's at least go. Unless you know that's not what happened. Give me the map. We need to hide. Hey, what was that? OBS, Stream Elements. What was that? I don't appreciate whatever that was. Okay. You know that's not what happened. 5 more that do that. We won't need Mr. Deadweight here. Okay, so we need someone to be like, hey, don't call me that. Look at this place. It's perfect. We were shot. And then, you know that's not what happened. What if, hear me out, what if all the ones for this guy in brown are actually all over here? You know what, that's nonsense. Okay. Okay, so this is everybody okay? Are the artifacts intact? 5 more that do that and we won't need Mr. Deadweight here anymore. Listen, idiot, we were shot. It's a miracle I got us this far. Hey, don't blame me. Maybe they just got lucky. You know that's not what happened. Give me the map. We need to hide. So maybe Deadweight is actually down here. And this guy is like, hey, look, that billboard. It explains what one of our artifacts does. And then we have this, and then we have this. What do we mean by how? Okay. Let's put the brain on. Let's turn the brain from mush to actual smart. Okay. What if they spot the Sentinel ship right after they're like, hey, let's check this? Because now they know they need to hide. Because they're trying to escape. They don't, but they're trying to. And then the robot. I feel like the robot one's weirdly enough easier than whatever this one is. You know, we could maybe decipher what this actually means. What actually happened. Hello, picture of a crook. Hello, welcome in. Hi. Sorry, my mouth is on the microphone. You know, that's a smart idea. Let's try that. Okay. Well, I was going for the call and response. So, like, the Sentinel ship so far ahead, how did they find us? Who would respond to, isn't it obvious how? Don't you see you had one job? Okay. Which means also, like, there's the... Look behind us. Is that? Surely it can't be. The Sentinel ships, but we're so far ahead. How did they find us? Isn't it obvious how? Don't you see? You had one job. Maybe they just got lucky. Right. So you had one job. Hey, don't blame me. Maybe they just got lucky. Listen, idiot, we were shot. I just got us this far. I got us this far. Wait, hold up. You had one job. Hey, don't blame me. Maybe they just got lucky. You know that's not what happened. Give me the that map. We need to hide. Take it. See that billboard? That explains what one of our artifacts does. 5 more that do that, and we won't need Mr. Deadweight here anymore. Okay. Yeah, don't call me that after Mr. Deadweight. Let's go. Okay, I think these 3 are actually at the top. So then if we look at this last part of the conversation, listen, idiot, we were shot. It's a miracle I got us this far. No thanks to you. Where did you get your license? He's not the one driving, though. Brown is not the one driving. Blue's driving. Is everybody okay? Are the artifacts intact? Check all 6. Okay, so I do think we could actually just shift everything down 1 at this moment in time. Because these 2 are bickering before. Actually, I think this could actually shift 1 more. You say... I think they're all fighting at that point, too. No thanks to you goes with how did they find us. You know, that's not how that happened. Yeah. No thanks to you is definitely in there. We 2 stop bickering. Ready to get your license. Okay. Don't call me that. Let's go to this place. Okay. He says, okay. I have to figure out how this actually worked for a hot second. Yeah. Is everybody okay? Oh, we're close. Is everybody okay? That's the only one that I'm like, I don't know what this... Where'd you get your license? Way to stop bickering. Sentinel ships. Isn't that obvious how? How did they find us? It's obvious how. Hey, don't blame me. Maybe they just got lucky. You know that's not what happened. Give me that map. Take it. See that billboard? That explains what one of our artifacts does. 5 more that do that. We won't need Mr. Deadweight here anymore. Don't call me that. Look at this place. It's perfect for now. Let's at least go. Is everybody okay? Well, I'm trying to... Is everybody okay to know thanks to you to listen, idiot? Yeah. But we're so close. Unless, hear me out. Brown was still driving, yes. Yeah, that makes sense. He was the driver. That was the first one. Yeah, so... Whew, fantastic. Thank you. I was like, no, the conversation actually is correct. And there's 3 more things. I was like, we need to switch We gotta switch a dude around. All right, great. Let's look at the escape. You missed the coding stuff we had to do, unless you've been here long enough to see the coding that we had to do. Let me show you what we had to look at. Because you know how that harvester will combine this stuff and put it and store it somewhere? These two people got combined. Okay, great. So let me just show you what this is. Well, first, so much is happening here. First of all, this guy is now acting like he's Patala Kip. And he somehow hijacked that. Megamind is shutting down in 3, 2, 1. Zump. Okay, so let's go in. Oh wait, that's where we were. And everyone in here is getting stored, so that's a plus. So we have these nodes. Where's the first place we see this? Because it's hard to... I think it's... Is it here? Yes, it's here. Okay. So the Mega Miner user manual. It can be programmed. It can be programmed, but also this is the default mining function. This is... And it didn't take me too long to figure out that, you know, you have some repetitive things here. And so you can kind of decipher what this means over here. So, excuse me. I was trying not to do that into the microphone. And it just said, hey, but what if? And then did it. So, if you look at the default mining function. Okay. If you look at the default mining function, find. I thought this was... I hate it. I just wanted to look at this just a little bit closer, but I can't control the zoom or where it scrolls to. Anyways, find, that's this function. If found, nothing, walk, return to start. This is nothing, walk technically 3 paces, return to start. If object, and so I was like, okay, if found object equals object, destroy. I was like, I don't know what that is, but the only other place where you see destroy is if there's a target, a being. And so it's kill and destroy. And so it was discovered that this is actually the destroy option, because there's only one option that's immediately destroy, return to start. Yeah. And so I actually figured out that this is, if it's a gem, then it's going to clean it and then it's going to store it, or it's going to just discard it. This is not target. This is target. This is an obstacle that it's going to destroy it. If this is a being and it's identified as the target, then it's going to kill, then it's going to destroy. Otherwise, it's going to discard it and then return to start. But someone created a custom thing, a custom program. It was... Okay, so this is Patala, who is, amazingly enough, she's been stored, along with Daria. Or Daria's on her way, and I forget her name, because she's not important. She may have been, but she's not that important. Anyway, this ship has been opening up to store things in here, I guess. Anyways, the function we have... Because first at 11:14, it's like, I'm a lawful citizen. This is actually Patala's thing. Great. Running justice, Hekosift. This is them looking for Hekosift and then identifying Hekosift and then ultimately murderizing him. But also, before they did all of this, he had his memories removed. All of them. Which is why he's with the red eyes now. Because they found him, because they said, let's hide here, and they crash landed here. He got out. I suppose he was trying to do something. He ended up getting murderized. Kind of. He's not dead. He's definitely not breathing, though. I think he's dead, but they also said he's not dead, but he's not alive either. In the, 2 things ago. I think he's dead, actually, now that I think about it. Anyways, it looks like they took a chunk out of this harvester area, um, trying to get this guy, which is unfortunate. Also, then of course these other two guys were harvested, but this was the target, and so the custom function, uh, and the guy that just said the one that's actually in jail for accidentally killing his dad. Um, he actually took over and is saying stop all the functions. But he tried it earlier and it was not good. It didn't recognize him, and so it continued to run this. So this is running justice Heko Sift, which means that it's going to search. If it finds nothing, it's going to go 3 steps more. It's going to search. If it finds a obstacle, it's going to destroy it. But if it identifies a being as the target of Heko Sift, it's going to kill him. Otherwise, store the people. Yeah, it did look like a booby trap. It definitely did. And so then, and else stop all commands. Else go up here. So it stopped all the commands, but it did kill Heko Sift, and it stored everyone else around, including the people on the ship. And so now we've got to figure out. Yes, exactly. Now we get to figure out what this means when. Let's get our words up. Our little word bank. I think this is going to be relatively easy, and I'm more excited to do the robot one. So when Mr. Blue, Mr. Green, and Heko Sift realized that was being tracked. So when they realized that Heko Sift was being tracked, they used the golden idol because it was they used the golden idol because it was a disc artifact, because it was a factory. They used the disc because it was they used what? When Mr. Blue, Mr. Green, and Heko Sift realized that Heko Sift was being tracked, they transferred the memories. They teleported the artifacts because it was they did have a harvester. They used the harvester because it was a ore. They entered the dead zone. No, they entered the factory because it was a dead zone. There we go. Once inside, okay, all the artifacts are over here. Along with Heko Sift's memory. Okay. Okay, that's just for the black box. Or the orange box, or I forget. Anyways, once inside, using the golden idol, they transferred all Heko Sif's memories to a disk. They used the golden idol. There we go. Using the golden idol, they transferred all Heko Sif's memories put them in alphabetical order. That would make life exponentially better. To a disk. They did this because they needed Etham because he knew they needed Heko Sift because he knew the blank of the blank, but he could not have entered the factory without being targeted, without being shot. They did this because they needed Heko Sift because he knew the blank of the blank. The sentinels of the ship. He knew the blank of the blank, but he could not have entered the factory without being target. No. Okay, once inside, Mr. Green and Mr. Blue. Shot? Heko Sift? Did he look shot? Oh, he does have blood on him. Okay. I wonder why this is set up to be a booby trap. That's wild. I guess they tripped the trap and then got... He knew the... plans of the Sentinels. But he could not have left the factory without being tracked. Yeah. Factory without being trapped. Finally, using the harvester, they miscalibrated to the orchard, teleported to the orchard. But this went horribly wrong because they were too close together, I'm assuming. Okay. Maybe he knew the blank of the blank. The functions of the robot. Of the robot. He knew the locations of the artifacts? No. Office? No. They did this because they needed Hekosift. Because he knew the he knew the I mean, I'm still at plans of the Sentinels, but that's not correct. Um, probably that. Functions of the Golden Idol. Not it. Maybe plans of the Golden. No. Um. He knew the Sentinels. He knew the. What was his goal with all this? They shot him. He knew the locations of the artifacts. No. Honestly, I don't think so, but can't hurt to look. Mr. Blue and Green escaped. Mr. Red stole artifacts in the Golden Idol. Okay, this was all the plan to extract the artifacts. Functions of the artifacts. That's probably it. Let's go try that. Okay. Functions of the artifacts. That's right. There you go. Fantastic. Thank you. Okay, so Patalik programmed the robot. Patalik programmed the robot to restart. Okay. To find, identify, identify and then kill Heco Sift before it could restart. But because the ship had been, because the, oh, I see what happened. Okay, so Etham, who was in the jail cell, because he wrote in his journal about things have been crazy around here. So let's go look at this. So in his journal, he said things have been crazy. First, a sentinel I've never seen before entered my cell using a circular saw. On his way out, he said, "You saw nothing. It was strange. I swore the Veridola glowed green as he said that. Not long afterwards, I heard people running around and then gunshots. All the while, I just stayed in my cell, frozen in fear. That was a while ago. We're experiencing terrible turbulence. Now I'm done sitting around. I'm going to try to sneak out and see what's going on." So my guess is that he snuck out, found this on Mr. Red, who may or may not be bleeding out, and now he's commanding this to stop doing stuff to this ship, but they miscalibrated. He's using the miscalibrated Veridola, because the Veridola had been miscalibrated on I guess Mr. Finally, Ethel managed to, by using the Veridola that had previously been miscalibrated. Okay, this is the end of this whole thing right here. Etham did stop it. Okay. Patala tried to stop it, but couldn't, having just teleported, transferred the, I don't know what this is, but because the blank had been blanked on blank, the blank to blank, so the rampage continued. Okay, because the robot had been programmed, had been tracked on Heco Sift. What is this? The Sentinels transferred to what? Managed to, by using the Veridola that had been previously miscalibrated. Okay. Patala did try to stop this. Tried to stop it, but couldn't, having just tried to stop it, but couldn't, having just transferred, having just what is it? She lost the calibration of her own Veridola, having just failed the function, the Veridola test. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what that little test is, the calibration, but calibration is not an option here. Having just felt the Veridola, I don't know. We'll throw that in there. If it's not it, we'll know somehow. Because the robot had been tracked on HecoSIF, the robot track 2 managed to kill Heco. It managed to kill Heco. No, it didn't kill Heco. It did. Well, it's using a custom function, so had been tracked on. It's tracked on a person. The have been tracked on blank to teleport, to transfer, been tracked on Heco, the robot it didn't kill Heco. Because the robot had been tracked on Heco, though, the Sentinels the robot failed to. Okay, let's go ahead and throw a robot in here. The robot failed to kill Heco. So the rampage continued. Patala tried to stop it but couldn't, having just failed what? Well, she felt to identify, maybe. Yeah, you're right. Felt the Veridola. No. Used the Veridola that had been previously miscalibrated. Okay. Tala programmed the robot to find, identify, then kill HecoSIF before it could restart. But because the robot had been tracked on HecoSIF, and the robot failed to identify HecoSIF. Had been tracked on HecoSIF, the robot failed to identify HecoSIF, so the rampage continued. The statues are like the rules of being a sentinel. Handling unsanctioned technology is forbidden. Seeking wealth or status beyond the purview of the sentinel's responsibilities is forbidden. Attempt to take the law into your own hand is forbidden. An alliance outside, alliance to any outside movement for the Sentinels is forbidden. Maybe there's something about this. Mega Miner polishes gems to a radiant shine with 0 damage. Uses latest laser blast technology to quickly remove an obstacle. It's destroying the ship. Couldn't have because having just felled the what is it called when they use the function? Felt the function? I think it's felt the function. Felt the function. Maybe? There's more than 2 things wrong, so. Okay. Let's take a sip. Let's take a deep breath. Scanning Veridola. Here, I am a lawful citizen. My name is Patala Kib. I am not intoxicated. Analyzing input correct. Scanning Veridola. User status denied. Statement 1 error. This is where she was denied. But this is the one where Ethel in the prison cell used this to stop it all. This is where she ran the function to take out Heko. She was trying to stop it here. But I don't know what that falls under. Like, felt the functions, felt the what? You know, that's a great question. Maybe she isn't. I think felt the 3rd statute. I think that's good. So then now we need to go back through and figure out what else is wrong. Patala Kib programmed robot to find because she tried to kill Heko Sith before it restarted. And therefore she broke the statute. Because the robot had been tracked on Heko Sith, the robot failed to identify Heko Sith, so the rampage continued. Identify or kill. Doesn't seem to matter. We'll figure that one out when it comes time to. Patala tried to stop it. Did she try to stop it or restart it? No, she tried to. We don't know what she was trying to do. We can only assume she was trying to stop it, but I mean, she could be trying to restart it. But couldn't, having just felt this 3rd statute. But we can also kind of see from their conversation. Look at what you've done. This is all your fault. I did it in the name of the law. Okay. So she did try to take the law upon herself. Make it stop. They're saying make it stop. These are all the people working on the miner, I guess. And this guy just, takes over her position accidentally because she realized that the guy where that Veridola lied because he obviously saw something. Um, okay. Okay. Hello, cats. Okay. I don't think we're too far off. Couldn't having just failed the third statute. Define, identify, and then kill Heko 6 before it could restart. But the robot had been tracked on Heko 6. The robot failed to identify. The robot failed to kill Heko 6, so the rampage continued. Patala tried to stop it, but couldn't, having just failed the third statute. Eventually, Ethel Morvell managed to, by using the Veridola that had been miscalibrated, Patala programmed the robot to find, identify, and kill Heko 6 before it could restart. But because the robot had been tracked on Heko 6, the robot failed to kill, managed to transfer shot to tracked, transferred, miscalibrated, teleported, violated, no. Managed to track, managed to transfer store Patala had been tracked on Heko Sif, the robot. Yeah, the only answer I'm still coming up with is failed to kill. Yeah, to kill. Heko Sift. So the rampage continued. Patala tried to stop it, but couldn't, having just failed the third statute. Patala programmed the robot to find, identify. How many steps do we have to go? We had to find, identify, and kill before it restarted. Okay. But because the robot had been tracked on Heko Sift, the robot it failed to kill Heko Sift, but I don't know if that's really what it wants there. Talakib tried to stop it, but couldn't, having just failed the third statute. I think these two are fine. I think there's something wrong with this sentence here. The Dead zone. The dead zone. Miscalibrated. I already tried that. The robot, maybe not managed, but I'm pretty sure I said something about managed. The robot managed to store. Maybe I didn't do this. I don't know. Pretty sure I said something like that. Okay. So my thought was that maybe because it's in the dead zone, it couldn't track Heco Sift, and therefore the rampage continued. So, like, the dead zone. Oh, no. She violated the third statute. Okay. The robot had been tracked on Heco Sift, but because the robot had been tracked on Heco Sift, the dead zone. I feel like something about the dead zone. Felt to identify, I mean, obviously, the robot entered the robot. Okay, that's not what we're looking for, though. Felt to Heco Sift. Okay. Because the robot had been tracked on Heco Sift, I really feel like something has to do with the red zone. The functions felt. Is it the functions failed? Okay, no, it's still just the robot. But because the robot had been tracked on Heco Sift, the dead zone. What are we missing here? Hold on. There was some information somewhere. I feel like this room holds all the information we need. This is just about the technology of what this is using. This is the robot can be programmed either visual or traditional scripting. Blah blah blah. The trigger to function. To trigger this function, use the following line of code, remembering to replace both bracket parameters with the ones you require. Run mine, dreadworm, comma Ruby. But she didn't do that either. She was just like, hey, here's the target, and that's it. You're only looking for this one dude. It was a poorly written program, but it was written nonetheless. Is there anything else we can learn from in here? So the third statute is definitely the broken one. Okay. These guys. Wow, okay. So then Daria's coming over. Run justice function Heco underscore Sift. Okay. So that doesn't really help us there. Or there. Did it enter the dead zone? Maybe it just saw something as an obstacle. The robot failed to identify Hekosift. Do we think this is Hekosift? That's really the question. Is this Hekosift? The robot failed to identify Hekosift. Because the robot had been tracked on Hekosift, the robot failed to identify. That feels redundant. It doesn't look like it's in the dead zone, so maybe I'll leave that alone. Because the robot had been used? Nah, tracked on Hekosift. What else could the functions, functions felt to the robot felt to because what for what reason? Hold up. Because the robot had been the rampage continued because Hekosift wasn't killed. Let's work backwards from this. Maybe identify. We'll start with identify. The robot failed to identify Hekosift. But because blank had been blank on blank, because the functions had been managed, because because the Varidola had been miscalibrated, because because the Varidola had been miscalibrated on Hekosift, on Etham. It's either on Hekosift or on Etham. Have been miscalibrated, have been. So maybe it's not because the functions had been entered. Okay, the robot failed to identify Hekosift. Why? Because the functions had been entered, violated, left on Heko. The Veridola had been left. Why would the robot fail to identify Hekosift? Why did the robot fail to identify Hekosift? Was it because he entered the dead zone? The dead zone had been entered on doesn't really help. Because the golden idol had been used on Heko. Where's used? Used is blue. We're getting there. Okay, the robot failed to kill. Identify. Okay. We're so close. Patala programmed the chip. Is chip an option? Or disk? To find? No, okay, so this is definitely robot. Got it. To find, identify, and kill Hekosift before it could restart. Yes. Well, until Etham fixed it. Before it could stop. You're right. Failed to kill. There we go. Oh my gosh. And I thought that was going to be the easiest of the puzzles. Guess how wrong I was. All right, Patala Kid programmed the robot to find, identify, then kill Hekosift before it could stop. You're right about stop. That's maybe because I didn't see stop the first time I scanned through the words, because again, alphabetical order would make life exponentially better. But because the golden idol had been used on Hekosift, the robot failed to kill Hekosift, so the rampage continued. Patala Kid. I like to think that this is absolutely a voiced P, but I'm pretty sure the name would be Tala Kip, because it just seems like one of those silent P kind of words. Tried to stop it but couldn't, having just violated the third statute. Finally, Etham Lervell managed to by using the Veridola that had previously been miscalibrated. That's amazing. The mining robot got stuck in an infinite loop of destroying buildings and capturing people because Patala had programmed it not to stop until it killed Heko, which was impossible because the idol had already extracted all of his memories. Fortunately, Etham realized he could trick the robot into accepting his commands by lying to it while wearing the temporary Veridola that from the heist. This way, he managed to end what would otherwise been an endless cycle of destruction. Oh, 1 year later. What do you think he was trying to achieve? Anything I say will be pure speculation. We'll never know the motivation of that heretic. What motivated that heretic? Hekosift wanted to blank all blank to blank the blank and the blank and the blank. So this is just so we could discover the plan. Oh. Yep, Patala. Fully voiced Patala. Or what's worse, if it was suddenly fully voiced P, silent T, Paula. It's absolute chaos. wanted to force all Lemurians to, we're just going to throw this out here, force all Lemurians to enslave the robots and then kill the barbarians. What does this mean? Okay, so I feel like that's what this has to do with. So someone freed the dragon. Okay. Let's try that. Okay, wanted to free all. Is restraints a thing? Restraint policy. Wanted to abolish all restraint policy to free the sentinels. And then, okay, so he's like, "Mah," flies away. He's like, look at these barbarians. I shall enslave you. I am now king. And then enslave the world. The barbarian. Oh, we don't know. Okay, so then we go sentinels. Oh, wait. Oh. Okay, so we need to figure out which thing I mean, conquer the world. I think this is closer to enslave the world. But we won't know until we figure out what 3 tools would be useful for this. And I love that the golden idol isn't even here, which is insane. They didn't even want the golden idol, which is insane. So the convincer, the calmer. I don't remember what these did. Okay. Conquer the world. I think conquer the world. I don't know. Looking at this looks like he's enslaved them. Like he's... So you use the... Okay. Where do we go to find this information? Court of the Sentinel. Is this... That was on the... Okay, it's not this one. Sorry, I was like, I don't think this is it. Okay, so this is the one that tells what all... I think tells what all the things do. So we have this guy who has all the... that's not useful either. It might be in the first one then. Or... And they just froze this dude. So this was sitting on the desk over here in this room. So I think... Is the ship out here? There's a place where we get to see... Maybe it's in... No, I think it's in the Court of the Sentinels, and that's where we can actually go into the. I don't know what the paddle thing is. Like, it's a glorified thing. Okay, so we go. I want to go into there. How do I do this? I just want to go into the. I want to go into the vault. Because there was a list of everything that was in there and what it did, somewhere at least. I don't think it's on him. I think he's just dead. And that's just a gun. And she was going in, but we don't have anything in here, so we just have this stuff. There was a list somewhere. Not here. Not here. And it feels like it was in that second one. I hope they're working on a third Golden Isle. I mean, they've got to. This is the rise. I want to know where the plateau is, and then I want to know where the fall is. Actually, I think the fall is definitely. Well, no, because the rise had all this stuff in more recent times. And I say more recent being the 70s. So I don't know. I don't even know. Nope. Okay. Not this. This was all to solve these things. Let's go. These are just the parts. Okay. Do you have a list of all the things? No, you just have a report. Technological abuse. Okay. Okay. What a strange vehicle. Okay, so let's go to the Court of the Sentinels, because I feel like there was something else somehow. I don't know. There's no. I could go down, look down here, but that's not useful. Unless this is. No, this is just the dance stuff. This is the same room we've been looking at. Looking at this kind of looks wild. Like, this looks like that paddle thing that was on the desk, right? Kind of gives that kind of imagery. Interesting. Okay. Oh yeah, that's Bithabs. A name. A name that would make me lose my mind mildly. Okay, so then let's go into the sentience of Gambit again. And maybe there's something. Maybe it's in the car. That's the plan. Okay, so it didn't have anything there. Love that for us. Where did we see that information? We saw it somewhere. I don't know. Let's go back and look at the thing. Okay. Well, I mean, was there any. No. Is there any information on this now? Other than it's just the golden idol, the gun that only had one shot, and then these 5 things plus that. But they didn't take the weird tennis racket red thing. So then maybe it's actually out here then. Okay. Cool. Wow. This guy got real petty because he said a silly joke and he was like, oh no. Then that's how he ended up, you know, frozen. Okay. My bad. Okay, so then there we go. I swear. Okay. The cloud printer prints clouds, you know. Calmer creates euphoria within range for all people in contact with gold. No. Modified harvester fuses organic matter together. Maybe don't. Converts any liquid into gold. Deconstructor disassembles a targeted object. Quafizer converts liquid to text. Nope, let's try that again. Converts text to liquid. Contact with the liquid or its vapors will cause one to instantly memorize the text. That sounds so cool. Expander rapidly expands a targeted object. Convincer converts an idea into a list of arguments that are statistically most likely to convince everybody the idea is true. And Nano Civilization Kit. Add water to start your own rapidly developing civilization in a jar. Just sounds like a terrarium of sorts. Okay. So, I guess what would Quafizer, which is to convert liquid to text. Nope, text to liquid. And then the convincer. Is that what you said? Quafizer, alchemizer. Converts any body of liquid into gold. And then the calmer, which creates euphoria within range for all people in contact with gold. I mean, that's one way to do it. Quafizer to alchemizer to calmer. To does the picture take the restraint off. This is a gold sword. The gold sword broke this easily with gold. It turned it into converts text to liquid. No. Something about this was gold. Converts a body of liquid into gold. No. Why does that matter that it was gold on the chain? Qualifier to convincer. That was my one of my thoughts. I was like, you want to abolish the restraint policies, but looking at this, you break the chains, which convinced this dragon that you're not the bad guy in it. And then maybe the Cloudinator. I forget what the Cloudinator is actually called. Cloud Printer. Maybe it's not Convincer. Maybe it's Cloud Printer. Okay. Let's assume that's correct. The qualifier converts text to liquid, prints clouds that spread a provided liquid sample into the atmosphere, and that does the calmer. Cloudinator, yes. Cloud Printer, Cloudinator. I think Cloudinator is far more entertaining. So then that means the rest of the sentence is wrong. We'll abolish all restraint policy to free the Sentinels to convince the Sentinels and enslave the world. Free the Sentinels to enslave the world. Want to abolish all restraint policy. I think that's correct. And enslave the barbarians, Lemurians. Do we want to enslave all the robots? I don't think so. I think it wants to enslave the world, but also like it broke the restraints. Okay. Let's looking at this. Wants to break the restraints on who? Rule the world? Is ruling the world a thing? No. It wants to convince the world? No. It still feels like enslave the world. Enslave the Sentinels? Conquer the world? these creatures, they look, because they have red eyes, they make me think of, it wants to enslave the people who have been, had their memories taken. But that's not really an option, so maybe it's Lemurians, because they enslave them. Maybe free the Lemurians. What are we looking at? What is this? Looks like enslaving, like you have power over them. It's a very much so a power struggle, because we now have the king, sort of the crown situation. Are these barbarians? Maybe free the Lemurians? I don't think so. Okay, let's back up. Want to abolish. I'm looking at this saying maybe if there's some sort of something into this, but it looks just like they want to break the bonds, break the restraints. Maybe something about power. So wanted to abolish. See, this doesn't really read as a sentence. Wanted to abolish all restraint policy. So maybe destroy, abolish, grab. Okay, so grab power to. Okay, where do you think grab power is? To blank the blank and then grab the power. Grab the power. Enslave the barbarians. Wanted to abolish I'm almost annoyed that this is part of this puzzle, so you never know what part's actually wrong. I just got so hungry because I didn't eat dinner earlier because I was, I guess, still full from my pancakes earlier. Okay, let's try that. Let's think. Okay. Quafizer, alchemizer. What if quafizer has nothing to do with it? Converts text into liquid. Who would memorize that text? I mean, I guess if we wanted to convince someone that, then you want a quafizer, then you want the convincer, and then you want to rain it down on everyone. If you wanted power, you would want to convert text to liquid, maybe convert the body of liquid into gold, and then build everything out of gold. Or what kind of nefarious things can you do with these things? I don't think the harvester is going to be that. I don't think we're wrong about the cloud printer. Unless converts an idea into a list of arguments, but that's not really something to be turned into a liquid. I guess if you have it written down, then the quafizer, then the convincer, or maybe the convincer to the quafizer, to the cloud printer. I hear you. I hear you, baby boy. All right. Enslave the Lemurians. Enslave the world. What do you want from us? To grab the power and enslave the world? Abolish the restraint power, the restraint policy to grab the power, conquer the barbarians, the Lemurians, enslave. This is still giving enslave to me. Free. Okay, maybe we need to free something. Free the Lemurians. What does this mean? I'm trying to decide if they were, in this little pit thing, if they were being destroyed or they were being enslaved. It's really hard to tell. We don't know what their fate is. Maybe they're dying. Conquer the world, free the Sentinels, and conquer. No, because he wouldn't have taken it away from the Sentinels. Abolish the restraint policy. Do we think we can do anything else with that? Abolish, destroy. Maybe it's destroy. Nah, abolish really seems correct. Okay, I think we are conquering something. What are we abolishing? The restraint policy. Why do we want to abolish that? Free all robots? I mean, that's not a robot either, though. To free the robots. And this is how he was going to do it. How it... Conquer the Lemurians. And then free the robots. I don't think robots are part of this. Yeah. Want to abolish all Sentinels. To okay, maybe it's just the order. Abolish all Sentinels, free all Sentinels, to abolish the restraint policy, and then enslave the world. What? Oh. Abolish all Sentinels. Convince all Sentinels. Force. No, not force. Free all Sentinels to abolish the Kill all sentinels? Are we killing? What are we doing? Enslave the world? What is actually wrong here? And that's the problem with having this weird puzzle over here with this one. Convince all sentinels to enslave the Lemurians? Barbarians. Lemurians. The world. Convince all sentinels to abolish the restraint policy, and then conquer the world. Enslave the world. What two things are wrong? Yo, this is... Weirdly enough, I think this is fine. And enslave the... Abolish the restraint policy. Convince... Maybe it's free all sentinels to abolish the restraint policy and enslave the robots. Okay, so it's not that. That is not the right one. It's not Lemurians. It's barbarians. Free all sentinels. Is it destroy all sentinels? No, it's none of these. What's one is that's particularly wrong? None of them. Yeah, two are wrong. Abolish the restraint policy. Convince all sentinels to abolish the restraint policy to conquer the barbarians. Destroy the barbarians? Like, none of these are making this change. So then... Convince was one of the wrong ones. Yeah. To kill all sentinels, to abolish... Convince. I feel like it's still convince. All sentinels. If we change this from sentinels to Lemurians... That was pure happenstance. What? Okay. Convince all Lemurians to abolish the restraint policy. I was just looking for another option. To enslave the barbarians. Convince all Lemurians. That makes sense why you would want to put it into a cloud, by the way. You want to convince them. So it wasn't so much about... the sentinels. I don't think, it probably takes us back to the very beginning where they were talking about how there's a restraint policy on the sentinels put on by the Lemurians or something like that. Anyways. That's a gross cloud. So he came back to a different body or his body or something like that. Or this is the plan. But right now he's stuck in a disc. He's kind of dumb. There was too much risk. They did not think that far ahead. They were trying to expand outwards. And that's where we are with this. Okay. We're back with Jack and Oriel. Okay. This was the plan. But he's at a disc. Because, again, poor planning. Very poor planning. You could have improved so many lives with your wondrous knowledge from the Lemuria of the past. This is past Lemuria? Okay. Barbarian or present, weakling, Lemurian. Pa, the last true Lemurian died with me thousands of years ago. Then perhaps it's for the best that none will access that knowledge no more. Or anymore, I'm sorry. Oof. That is a loaded story right there. But, we have one more DLC. And I'm guessing we'll have the rise and fall. Maybe the plateau. Maybe the reign of the golden idol. Because we've only had the case. That started off in the past. And all the nefarious things it did in the 1700s. Yeah, I love this game so much. The puzzles are sometimes really hard, and sometimes it's just a matter of choosing your words wisely and not making assumptions and being able to let go of your ideas. But it is definitely a lesson in paying attention and remembering the small details, and sometimes just the clues in general. So much fun. I'm so excited to have this done today. I didn't think we were going to actually finish it because, we hit 10 o'clock a while ago. And I was like, this we got one more puzzle. This won't be too hard. And I don't think it was too hard. It just felt overwhelming at first. But so much fun. Love this. Thank you for coming to stream. I really appreciate it. Next week, I guess we'll get back to Fretless. I do need to finish Obra Dinn, but I'm not sure I even care to. But you know what? I'll try it. I don't know if I want to stream it again, though. It's a bit drab and honestly a little bit boring, just jumping back and forth between pictures. I have other games. And I think at one point there will be some GTA. Because I'm still very much so in love with the game. So would love to play that. Anyways, thank y'all for coming to stream. I really appreciate it. Once again, just want to give a good happy birthday to my dad. He is older again. He's having Chicken Fest. I'm sad I'm not there. I hope there was a lot of delicious chicken. Probably not Popeyes. Because theirs burned down, and it's been burnt down for like a year. Maybe they went out of their way to get some Popeyes. I don't know. Yes, love that guy. But yes, thank y'all for coming to stream tonight. I have a stream for you next week, probably. Have a good rest of your Monday and a good rest of your week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.